We got 15. Let's see here.
There is real evil. It lurks in the darkest shadows in our most ordinary towns. Between the worlds we see and the things we fear, there are doors. When they are opened, nightmares become reality.
What the hell happened?
Uh-oh. Can't hear you, Jerry. We're having technical difficulties. Hi, everyone.
Yes. Guys, sorry about the technical difficulties. I'm supposed to have an intro, but for some reason, that particular intro always messes up. I don't know why, but we're going to get into that as time goes on. Guys, if you guys listen to the intro, the gentleman that's talking is talking about certain things. And I want to be able to ask you guys what you guys think. Do you guys believe there's real evil out here in the world?
Yes and no.
Yes and no. Do you care to elaborate?
I believe that evil can be manifested.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that most, because again, as a medium, 99.9% of the time, when someone contacts us and tells us that there's a demon in their house, it's not.
No,
it's a grumpy man or woman, or maybe they're trying to get your attention by using tactics that appear to be demonic, but not necessarily demonic.
Mm-hmm.
Because we our logical brains take the information and we rationalize. That's what we do. We let our left brain come in and go, oh, that piece of paper moved. I bet it was the wind. Or that pen moved, but the cat was up on the table. When in reality, it could be a loved one trying to come through to give a message to that particular individual. So, yes, do I believe there's evil out there? Yes, but I believe that most of it's manifested by us personally, as opposed to demons.
Now, is it possible, and I'm going to ask both of you guys about this, is it possible that doorways are formed? Is it possible that doorways are formed without any supernatural pushing the issue, if that makes sense to you guys?
Yes, it does indeed, yeah.
Because
which is what you create too.
I mean, are doorways mostly open from the inside or from the outside?
I think they can be opened both ways.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Which you allow to bring into your environment, in your home or in your space, allow it to open it up and you allow it to come in. People don't realize that that's what they do without recognizing that, whatever you do, that can happen, right?
Exactly. Right. Hey, Misty. Misty made it.
Hi, Marianne's still getting ready.
Okay. Tell her she's beautiful no matter what.
Yes, she is. She's beautiful no matter what. I've never even met her.
See? It's unanimous.
Thank you. Because, guys, there's a lot of bad information when it comes to the paranormal community. And, there's a lot of bad information. One of the most troublesome theories that I have, and me and Irene have debated over this, is residual hauntings. A lot of people say residual hauntings is just something that occurs over and over and over and over and over again. Mm-hmm. But an occurrence like that only reminds me of one thing that I've seen on the planet that acts like that. Do anybody know what that is? They do whatever
A
it
tape
takes.
recorder.
Also,
Because
a killing at a certain time, you could hear gunshot go off at a certain time. So it's repetitive. You could hear that certain time of the day or a certain time of the nighttime when the person was killed. That's residual haunting. So it's a time lapse. So it goes
but
over and over
see,
again.
but
Imprinted.
that's
I call
where
it an imprintation.
but that's where the conversation I think goes south for me. Because no matter what we do, oh, and by the way, guys, it's children. Children would do things over and over and over and over again to get your attention.
Hmm.
And not me personally, but I've talked about this on my previous podcast. With residual hauntings, if you are doing it over and over again, I just think they're trying to get your attention.
Yeah.
And I think they've been doing it for so long that they are stuck in it until you acknowledge what they want to hear.
Or how about this as something to throw into the mix, Jerry? And that is Misty and Marianne Ann and I did an investigation in Clifton, Arizona at the Clifton Hotel. And there is known a woman named Jenny who was a lady of the night, and she was murdered in the building by her husband.
Hmm.
And he came up behind her because she fell in love with one of her clients. The husband was allowing her to do this for extra cash because they needed it. And we're talking the 1800s. We're talking, back in the days when they were mining. It's a mining town.
Hmm.
So she needed the money. They needed the money. He allowed her to do it. But until she felt that the rule is do not fall in love with one of your clients. Well, she did. So he came up behind her one night and offed her, slit her throat.
Yeah.
So she died very slow and painful death. She will continually haunt or go through her death every single night at the same time at 11:23 p.m. at night. She was killed. She goes through that and relives that every single time. Upon asking her why she does that, she wants vindication. So yes, it is to get your attention, but she wants vindication. She wants her husband to be arrested or tried or convicted for murdering her, and he never was. He got off. But you tell me, how do you solve an 1800s crime? And find her husband to do a mock trial?
Yeah.
We've talked about that. Misty and Marianne and I have we've talked about that, doing a mock trial for her and having someone pose as the husband in order to be able to give her that, clarity and finality.
I think that would be a great idea. I really would. That would put her at peace. That would put her in a certain situation where she's able to move on to
Right.
Be where she needs to be. But still, you want to, and I know it's impossible, but you want that person to be held accountable for what he's did. So having a mock trial, I can see it, but will that be okay with her?
Right. Of course. And that's something that would need to be conveyed to her, discussed with her, and obviously with her permission. Because again, it's her life,
Yeah.
presently still her life.
We had a
Right?
situation. We had a situation like that too, where a nasty samurai, he had these 100 China plates from England, and it was given to him as a gift, but she broke one, and he threw her off a cliff. And at a certain time of the hour, in the middle of the night, she starts counting plates. When she goes up to 99, she starts going, and she starts counting from 1 again up to 99. But you can't here they don't do that. They don't try to help anything. They just like, okay, you're on that side, we're on this side. Okay, we walk this way, you'll walk that way. You don't bug me, and I don't bug you. That's what they act here in this country.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's no way to help her, and she still cries after the 99th plate after she counts up to 99. And she was a maid. and it's really sad how she died. But you can't. I don't know how you can help her. I
Right.
don't know how you can create peace with her because he was really rotten SOB. Okay, yeah, everyone knew that he was an
I
SOB.
mean,
And that,
to me, I don't think it's fair. You got spirits that are just hanging around in limbo, not knowing where to go, and not what to do. And I just think I don't think it's right myself. I try to make sure that we put spirits where they need to be. And if
Mhm.
they need that little bitty help, me and Irene have done that. I can't remember how many, individuals we've crossed over, to go be with loved ones.
Mhm.
It's to me, it's an amazing feeling for me. I felt like I accomplished something, even though
Yeah.
I haven't accomplished anything all day. But in that situation, I felt like I had a sense of accomplishment. Where I know deep down inside that uh, I did the right thing. Now, if
Mhm.
if it's up to them, if they want to come back, that's totally up to them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
I mean, I think we have audio where Marianne had asked. And I think we had something like that, Misty. I'm not sure, but I thought we had audio where Marianne specifically asked, and I think she said no. And
Yeah.
and then when I was channeling, I was like, she won't, she doesn't, she wants to be vindicated. Until that happens, it's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
so. But yeah, I remember distinctively Marianne asking the question, and I got like a no or something like that. We had a very audible no, like she
Yeah.
asked if you wanted to move on, and no, because she wants to have that vindication.
Would it be wrong for us to do that anyway? Because different points of views, different circumstances. Is it possible that we're deep in our mind, we know that these individuals shouldn't be here? It's time to move on, but they don't want to go. So, are we judge and jury when we say, "Hey, we're going to send you on your way anyway," because we know that's a better place for you? How do you feel about that?
I kind of think that, it's up to the individual, whether you're alive or dead, on where you're at, where you go, what happens to you. And if we talk to somebody, we respect their wishes. You treat others how you want to be treated. And if I'm here and somebody's forcing me to go somewhere that I don't want to go, then I'm not going to be happy. And I probably will resist and not go and maybe even be angry. So initially, when you go and talk to these entities, they were people and they're still people, they're spirits in this world. And if they're not wanting to go from where they're at, then we leave them there. But we let the people who they're living with, the living people, know that they're not there to hurt you. And you have to have a mutual space and a mutual respect for each other, if you're going to stay here.
Live in harmony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you
I
can't,
can see that.
if you can't, if they don't want, if you can't do that, if they're making the person sick in the house,
Mhm.
I have made my decision. I said, okay, it's time to move on.
That's true.
Yeah.
And that's what I've done. I've made an executive decision. I said, okay, you can't stay here. Okay, it's time for you to move on, especially if the person's getting sick in the house.
Yeah. That's
Especially if
true.
if it's gonna create problems for the person who's gonna be living there. I make that executive decision. I said, no, okay, you can't stay here. This is not your home anymore. It belongs to this person who lives here now. It's
Yeah.
time for you to move on. That's when I make my executive decision. Or if it's gonna hurt, or if the person's getting sick in the house, I make that there's no yes or no about it. I do it,
Yeah.
and
Well, we've done some banishments, like for Bailey, and I can't remember what's Bailey's mom and dad's name. We had like I said before we got on live. We had a case of a 13-year-old daughter, a 13-year-old girl who was a medium, and like I said, it was a situation where the guy was a serial rapist and murderer,
Mhm.
and he was going after her even in the afterlife.
Yeah.
So we did the same thing. We made an executive decision. We went in there and cleansed it, and we blocked the energy so that he would no longer be in that house, and it
Yeah.
worked.
Yeah.
But being able to we at least were able to banish him
Yeah.
to get him out of the house.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It depends on the situation, right? Depends on the place.
Yeah.
If there's gonna
yeah,
be
it's always
it,
like
yeah,
situational.
yeah. It depends if there's gonna be a new owner in the house, yeah, that's when you make your decision what you're gonna do. But if it's an empty haunted house, and if it's an empty haunted place like a retirement home, I don't touch it. I just let it go. Like, yeah. You're there to talk and to learn, but you don't touch the place, right?
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah. Exactly.
hey, been down that road before. Oh my God, I have.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hi,
People,
Tracy.
Terry, you didn't bring
Hello.
hi
it
Tracy,
up. You should do.
Hello.
how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Somebody's got some echoing going on. I don't know who that
That
is.
would be me. Let me get rid of these girls. Hold on.
Okay.
Girls, outside.
Man. Uh-oh. He kicked them out.
Hmm?
He kicked them out, man. Hey, tell me a little bit about your organization as a whole. Where did you guys start? Where you guys are going in the future. Just lay it all on me, man. Curious minds want to know.
Well, originally, Marianne and I started all this on YouTube with our girls. We started taking them out to different parts of Arizona, just trying to get out of the house, get off the cell phones, get them, involved in stuff. And it just kind of grew from there. Our girls got older. They didn't want to go out with us anymore and stuff. So we ended up making a team, and it's just kind of gone from there.
Yeah, and then
Cool.
I had my own experience, where I was actually attacked at one of the apartments that we lived at, and we had paranormal investigators come and give me validation and make me feel safe again. And that's why I think initially I'm doing this is because I know what it's like to have something in your home and you not feel safe and nobody believe you. It's nice to have people that do this, that come in, that validate what you're seeing is real and what you're hearing is real, because honestly, you do feel like you're crazy. So when we
Mhm.
had them come into our home, Misty was very excited. She started watching more of these shows. She wanted to go out and do something like this. And at first, it was
Mhm.
hard for me, and I had night terrors for 2 years after I was attacked. Like, I didn't want to do this. I didn't want it to do anything with it. But Misty, she researched it and she watched these shows and she was very intrigued about all of this whole world. And I finally came around, and then it was something that we could do together as a couple. It was a common interest. I wanted to help people then. I wanted to give them validation because of what happened to me. And I think when you have something happen to you, you reach out to other people and try to help them like people helped you.
Interesting. Why do you think people are, and this is a multi question for all you guys. Why do you think people are really skeptical about what we do? You know, in this day and age, you would think people would come to an understanding. A lot of people just don't care.
I would
You
say
know,
fear.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are afraid of what they don't know or understand.
Yeah.
I think conservatism has a lot to play
Yeah,
in it
I agree.
because there's a lot of conservative individuals that are church going, and they really don't. And what's so crazy about it, they rather care what the neighbors think than than anything else. They are so petrified of the neighbors.
Mm.
Oh, we got something going on in our
Yeah.
house. Oh God, I'm afraid of what Jim Bob might think. I'm like, dude, is Jim Bob sleeping with these individuals, or is Jim Bob having the, or are you having the problem? So to hell with Jim Bob. You know what I'm saying? That's and I think the minute we get past that, I think more people will open up and actually tell their story because there's a
Well,
lot
it's
of
kind of
untold stories that people keep to themselves.
Well, it's kind of like the olden days,
You
like
know,
my grandparents. Like our house growing up was haunted, but my grandma, she didn't want to believe that. She had a priest come in and we did holy water and prayers and stuff, but it's not something that we spoke about. It's not something that we acknowledged. It's just something that she did. She would pray every night and stuff, and I knew, I could feel it. My dad's seen things, my mom's seen things, my sister, but my grandma would never say anything. And it was all about her name and her family and her reputation, and she couldn't let anything like that get out because she didn't want people to think badly about her because she was a Christian woman. She went to church all the time and she didn't want to be ashamed or looked upon in a negative way because she had something in her home that she couldn't control.
There's a stigma attached to it. There's a
yeah,
stigma attached to what we do, you
yeah,
know, and it's more about you're crazy. Like, I mean, Mary Ann said it succinctly. I don't know that it's so much of the fear of not knowing what it is. I feel it's the fear of the stigma attached to you of being crazy because this stuff doesn't really exist. If they're a skeptic, they're going to be skeptical about it and they're going to try to debunk it. So it's you're crazy if you have this stuff happening in your house. This stuff doesn't, you die, you go to heaven or you go to hell. That's it. Bottom line. It's
yeah,
black and white.
Yeah.
People get shades of gray in between.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is it hard to say that Christians are our biggest critics when it comes to stuff like this?
Oh yeah.
Because I think there's
No.
other religions that are more open, but Christianity is one of those religions, like you say, don't know, don't tell. I ain't saying shit. I'm not
It
Well,
saying.
rocks their foundation. Yeah, it rocks their foundation of their beliefs, and they don't know where to go with it.
You know,
usually the first thing they do is they go to a priest, and the priest tells them that that's not possible. So they're already immediately debunked by the Catholic religion as saying that does not exist. That's demonic and it does not exist. We believe in heaven and hell. You do not come back. You do not get reincarnated. There's no such thing as past lives. None of that stuff. So
it's weird because the Catholic Church is the one that set this whole thing off for everybody. If it wasn't for the Catholic Church, people like me, you, and your team members, we wouldn't be doing this.
Yeah.
But they set this off.
Yeah.
well,
But for them to want to go and just reject every claim that we that we know, but hell, they were knee deep in it from the beginning.
mhm.
Why do you think I separated myself from the Catholic Church?
Irene, say it
Yeah.
again. Say it
Why do you
again,
think
Irene.
I was okay. I'm Catholic, okay, but I was
Oh,
told.
the ugly truth came out. No, I'm teasing.
But yeah, I was told you can't do this. I go, okay, time to change. Going to go back to Buddhism again. Okay, that's better. Like I can do whatever I want.
I experienced the same thing, Irene. I mean, I was raised Catholic. I mean, I've had my gift since I was 5 years old. My first
Yeah,
cognitive,
yeah.
memory of it was
And they
basically
say
5 years old.
you can't do
Yeah, and
this.
it's like I'm Catholic too, and it's funny because my family have shrines of
Yeah,
like saints and like angels and all kinds of things that
yeah,
they believe and they pray in and they worship.
yeah,
And then, you have the church saying no, like spirits or ghosts aren't real or, this kind of thing. And I know that they know that it's real. It's just they don't want to talk about it.
yeah.
Well,
If you don't talk about it, then it's they don't have to acknowledge it.
Yeah,
They know because they did the exorcisms and
yeah,
we
Right.
have saints and all these things that we worship,
yeah, yeah,
so it's there, but just don't talk about it. And then
yeah,
people won't get curious and want to go out on their own and do stuff. It's just for the
mm,
church to do or the church
yeah,
to know,
yeah,
not
yeah.
everybody else.
So
but
I just say okay,
if
bye.
you if you guys the one of the biggest critics that me is Christians.
Mhm.
I've dealt with Christians, dude. I even got called a heathen one time.
Wow. Okay.
Oh
And I don't
wow.
even know what the hell a heathen is.
Oh wow. What's a heathen, right?
Just
Oh,
say
maybe
thank
it's a
you.
bad person.
Right.
Just say thank you.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I'm like, I didn't know how to take that because this
Yeah.
man, when we had a conversation, I was getting my tire changed, and I got my van, and I got all the logos on there. He just happened to come up to me, man. What you're doing is wrong. God don't like that. God this, God that, and I'm like, dude, one of the biggest spirits out here is the Holy Ghost. How is
Yes,
that? You're not
thank
Mhm.
able
you.
to understand that.
I
So
was
you're
just going to say
saying,
that.
how does that one exist but not the other?
Well, how
Yeah.
can God be three
Yeah.
people in one? He's God, He's Jesus, and He is the Holy Ghost. Now, I
Yeah.
think they've changed that. And Irene, you may know this too, but in the Catholic religion, they've changed it now. It's now not the
The
Holy
Holy
Ghost, the
Spirit.
Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm like, a ghost spirit, it's still the same thing, people.
Yeah, they just
Yeah.
Mhm.
they sanitized it, right? They sanitized it. That's what I'm
Right.
trying to say.
Yeah, exactly.
And like I said, okay. And then one
Yeah.
time I was in church. That was the very last time I went to church. I saw a cardinal look at me, go like this to me. I go and looked at him, and he looked at me, and I looked at him. He looked at me. I know he saw something in me, but he didn't say anything. He just went okay,
Mhm.
I said,
You know,
"Whoops!" And my husband
Yeah.
looked, and my son looked. He goes, my son said, he knows what you do, and I go, I know.
but like I tell people, dude, if the world, everybody needs to be open-minded. Everybody.
Yeah,
You need to
Mhm.
open up your mind, your ears, your eyes, everything.
yeah,
That's
And
it. They're
once you do that, dude, believe it or not, everything will be so clear to you.
Mhm.
Don't, but if you don't, then everything's going to be clouded. You're not going to understand
Yeah.
certain things.
You're
Yeah, they
asking
get
for a
blocked.
perfect world.
Yeah, they get boxed in, and
yeah.
they can't veer out of that box. They're sheep, and it's kind of
Actually,
sad because
actually,
they're
they're scared.
contradicting. Yeah,
It's scared. They're
they're
scared of it.
contradicting themselves.
They're
Yeah,
scared. That's why
and huh?
they're scared. They don't know. The unknown is very scary to the people
Oh yeah,
who.
death is a very scary thing.
Yeah,
It's a very unknown thing to us,
hmm
and we
Mhm.
question our mortality all the time.
yeah,
I have had a health scare. Marianne is in a health scare, and it makes you question things about what happens after this life.
yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
You
Yeah,
know,
that.
like when me and Irene talk, so sometimes I stick my hand in the light socket, but if I don't, and like we've always had the discussion, if I don't stick my hand in that light socket and ask very specific questions and I expect specific answers, I wouldn't be who I am today.
I can't tell you.
Well, I know that, but certain people that are just need to ask questions. A lot of people have forgot to use that word why. If you
I'm
start
still
using
not
that
gonna tell
word
you.
why more, then I think you will be able to get more answers, to the questions that you're asking. Because the only people that I know that are saying, and don't get me wrong, kids back in my generation, hell,
Why?
I use that word 30,000 times in a day.
No.
Hmm
Why? 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 Why?
But today's
Yeah.
generation, they're so caught up in the world, they don't even ask why. They're so used to their norm of doing things and seeing things. Like I was saying previously, if you sit on a bus stop and just take a deep breath and just look from left to right, take a deep breath and just hear, see, and just feel everything that's around you. And I'm honestly telling you, there are spirits everywhere. But the only problem is the world is so crazy now that people aren't taking that small minute to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
it's
think
really,
it
go
was
ahead.
really funny during COVID, because a lot of people were at home more. They weren't at work. They had to take a break, spend more time at home, be with their family. And so we did get an uproar of activity and people calling in and saying, "Hey, like
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
house is haunted. Like, oh my gosh, I have this going on at my house and I don't know what's going on." It's because they had to take that moment. They
Yeah.
had to take that breath and they had
Yeah.
to look around and see what was going on, because
Yeah.
they were so busy in their everyday life.
Right.
They didn't see what was going on, even though it was happening.
Yeah.
They didn't see it because they were way too busy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
and I tell people all the time, just take a deep breath and enjoy the moment. That's all you got is a moment. And I tell my kids that all the time, and I ask my kids, dude, son, when's the last time you seen the moon rise? When's the last time you seen a sunset? When's the last time, Dad, I don't have time for that. I was like, then you should make time,
Mm-hmm.
because it's such a wonderful thing that you can witness. Because your kids are going to ask you, Dad, have you ever seen the sunset? No. You ever seen the moon rise? No. What do I need to see that for? And I'm like, dude, there's so much out there that you really need to enjoy, that one of those things especially. But like I say, everybody's too busy on going from point A to point B and just,
Not
living
my
their
kids.
life.
My
It
kids,
can,
if they see it being
yeah.
haunted, they go, let's go right now. Like, they don't care. They go on their bicycle and they go see something haunted. Like, yeah. Hi, Kimmy. Yeah, my kids are gonna, that's haunted. They go, you want to go? Yeah, let's go. Like, they'll be right out the front door in 3 seconds.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's crazy. How,
I
how,
know.
how do you how do you guys feel about pay to play? Are you up? Are you thumbs up or thumbs down with that?
For what now? Are we
Pay to
for
play?
what?
Pay to play? Do you guys do the pay to play thing?
No, we do
Mm-mm.
not. We do not. We do not charge people to do investigations.
No, what I
No.
mean to play is, are you spending large quantities of money to go to investigation locations?
Oh no,
No.
Not large.
no.
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 Mm-mm.
Good, 'cause I don't do that either.
Yeah,
The
most of the
only time
places.
we'll do something is if it's more of a historical building and the funds are being redirected back into the historical preservation of the building.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like
So,
to
for
go up there.
instance, yeah. So, for instance, Acadia Ranch is a sanatorium here in Oracle, Arizona, and the money goes back into the building to preserve it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's a small amount. It's $60 for a group. So, I mean, it's not anything exorbitantly large, but
That's
if
not
it's
bad.
going back into the building, we will do it.
Like,
That's
yeah,
not bad at
that's a
all.
reasonable amount of money, right?
Exactly.
Compared to
You're
700,
not paying $400 or $500 just to go to a place, which is really
No.
ridiculous.
Like
I can't see that. I can't see
like
that.
one of the buildings that's up for sale that was like in Auctionville, maybe that one.
yeah,
That one was so expensive that the common folk would never be able to experience it, which was ridiculous.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about urban legends? Do you guys investigate urban legends, or you just let them fall by the wayside, and you get to it when you get to them?
We don't do it.
No, we don't really do urban legends.
No.
Interesting. So you guys never been out to the Superstitious Mountains before?
Yep.
No.
Yeah, she may have. Yeah, we have one. Me and Misty has it.
And how do you feel about that place?
Have you guys been there, Misty Marianne?
No.
It's a very high charged location, I would say. There's definitely some truth to some of the stuff that's occurred there.
Mm.
Interesting.
I haven't
Now,
been since I was a kid.
Of Arizona, I really don't think of it as so much as an urban legend, actually. But yeah, there's been a lot of things that have supposedly happened there. Being the Lost Dutchman mine, obviously, which has been basically, but put by the wayside. Nobody's really found it.
I remember back in the 80s when my uncle used to tell us stories about the Lost Dutchman's mine.
Mm.
I wish I can find it. I'll share it with y'all.
I would too. I just don't have the you know what's to do it.
Hey, and you can have a
Mostly tolerance.
hey, there's definitely. I'll let you have the curse that comes with it too. I don't want to take it home with me.
Well, that too. I mean, that's King Tut's
That's
tomb
okay.
too. I plan on going and seeing that too. So if I get cursed, I'll let you know.
That'd be definitely King Tut's tomb is very interesting. What are you guys planning on doing in the near future? Are you guys got anything planned for Halloween or anything in November, December for the big year?
We are doing a fundraiser for Marianne on October 28th at a haunted location here in Arizona. It's Dirtwater Springs, and we've actually investigated that place before.
How'd that go?
No,
Went
it's coming
really
up.
well.
Oh, yeah, investigation. Yeah, no, it was really interesting.
Interesting. Would you
We
guys
had
say? Would you guys say an investigation where you don't catch anything is that a good investigation or is that a bad investigation?
I
I
wouldn't say
think it
it's bad.
depends on the situation because we before we had Colleen, we did go to a home where the conditions there were beyond horrible, and we didn't find anything there at that apartment, and it was mainly just the parents that were having the issues. There was nothing paranormal going on there, so we were
Mm.
kind of happy to find that there was nothing paranormal there.
Yeah.
Have you guys had a case where something is people are a little loony, you know,
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
where they swear that they see something, they have all these uh strange claims, but the one thing they
Mhm.
is all the medication that they have on their shelf they're taking.
Yeah,
Or lack
Yeah.
of medication.
or lack
Yeah.
of, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
some
We've
of
That can
them
actually
definitely be a
really need
factor.
medication.
Yeah.
we had something in Tucson where we had a young I call him a young kid. He was in his 20s and his girlfriend, and he was calling us left and right. And finally, Misty and I went down there with another team, and I mean, I instantly channeled and found out. I mean, it was mental, and there was definitely a diagnosis that needed to take place on with him, not in a bad way or anything like that, but just to be a healthy individual for himself and for his partner. So yeah, we've had that happen before. I have one coming up on Monday, unfortunately, that I have already like intuitively feel like there's nothing really there. So
What's the percentage that you guys have on cases like that?
that's a
Are
small percentage.
Yeah, like
small
10% maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not
Okay.
very
Very
often.
small
Yeah.
percentage.
Most of the time when they say they're seeing or they're feeling something, we can validate that for them.
Hmm.
And we can see and we can feel that too. But some cases, especially when it's so far-fetched, where they're saying different things like that couple Misty was talking about, where it was the parents that just had mental health issues. It wasn't nothing in the house, but they had a lot going on. And that can plays a real big part in it. When you have a stressful life and you have things going on. I mean, so many things you can imagine and can happen or that you think is happening that's not really happening. So it's really just to give them that validation. Yes, I do see it and feel it too. Or honestly, I think you need, to go get some assistance because there's something going on more on a personal level.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, guys, how do you guys feel about claims of law enforcement that claim that they've seen paranormal entities on their ships? You know,
Mhm. I think it's good.
Yeah, no, I would
allegations.
definitely investigate that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'd want to go with them. I'll be like, let's
Heck
go.
yeah.
Call me
You
up.
know, I mean, I am not. I'm being honest with you. I'm not a big favorite of the cops. But you know, when it comes to, especially the one, I don't know if you guys seen that video when the cop, I don't even know what the hell they were doing in that cemetery, but they heard that big scream in the cemetery, and dude, I've never seen cops run so fast.
I know, right?
Yeah.
And the contrary to that would be like we would be running towards the screen. Hurry, get the SLS camera, get the EVP recorder.
Look, all
quick,
that,
take pictures, right? Yeah.
Right.
all that, dude, and they got cameras on them. You know, they help. If you really feel that way, I mean, dude, I mean, take your taser out, tase whatever there. You know, it's you gotta, I don't know, but I think
Stop resisting.
yeah,
Well, that's cool. They said, "Are you crazy?" I go, "Yep." Crazy is my middle name. Well, it is true, you know.
you know, there's a
Well,
lot of
Jerry,
validation. There's a lot
Jerry,
of
that's
validation.
like that situation Donna was talking about in the podcast. I think she brought it up with you about when she was at a cemetery, and
Mm-hmm.
I believe Eldon hadn't they hadn't verified that the cemetery was open 24/7. So they were it was after closing, and of course everybody was scattering, and Donna's left there in the cops coming up. What are you doing here? And she's in the car, and it looks like she's doing something nefarious, and she's like hunting ghosts. I love the story when Donna tells it, because it's perfect as to, why are you in a cemetery at midnight
Yeah.
hunting
Well,
ghosts?
you know, I just like to hang out with them, go, have a tea
But
party.
That's
people
right.
have
Have a tea party.
people have to understand, man, and I don't know why people are so fascinated on everything's got to be in the dark. Everything's got to be, in the dark. But dude,
Oh, yeah,
I've seen
demonic.
some
Everything's demonic.
I've seen some things
Yeah.
where it's clearly in the daytime.
Right.
They think
Yeah.
it's just the extremes, it's either good or evil, but most of what we would come across would be normal, just like, a family member sticking around wanting to say something, and they're moving objects a little bit. Like, I didn't set my keys here, but I found them over here. Little things where they're just trying to get your attention to say hi. And that's the kind of stuff that we run across, whereas everyone else thinks it's the extremes, it's a devil or an angel, and that's
Yeah.
not always the case. I have seen an angel before, and it was an extreme condition.
Yeah,
Oh wow,
Mm-hmm.
that'd be interesting. See an angel.
yeah.
I'd like to have a long talk with Michael. I talk about Michael so much. I would love to have a talk with that guy.
Well, they
But
were there. It was a near death experience.
Michael
Wow.
Michael is supposed to be the next best thing under God.
Yeah.
So I figured he would know more
Mhm.
about certain situations than what God will allow you to know. Now, if he tells
Yeah.
me, I don't know. But once again, Irene told me.
They
told
tend to
me.
make you forget. They don't
Well, not
want you
only
to
that,
remember everything.
I think angels, and I think certain spirits are very, very. How can I use what word can I use that will make sense? I think they are very, very
Ethereal?
I can't use that word. I think they are very, I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm gonna say silly. Some spirits are very silly, because when me and Irene are talking, and she knows I'm a very interesting person. So when you ask people certain things, and you're using, certain individuals as the what do you call it when you in between the dead and the living, the moderator, when you
Translator?
when you're in between the moderator and you asking, and that person is asking that person, dude, some of the simplest questions that you can ask, you just can't get answers to. Have everybody ever wondered why?
They have selective hearing and sometimes they
That's
have.
thanks, Irene. No.
And if they don't want to take, you ain't gonna know. And
But dude,
yeah,
how
I think
simple is it to where you ask a simple question? Hey, tell me what you see. Is there grass? Is there
It's not
mountains?
for us to know.
Yeah, I think it's hard to explain.
hmm
When you're on a different plane of existence, how do you explain that plane of existence to someone else?
yeah,
Well, I think
Yeah.
just be
What is
honest. Yeah, I see mountains and stuff. Hey, yeah, there's a lady over there picking flowers. Yeah, just be honest with us, because at the end of the day, that is what it's all about for us. We're wanting to know what
It's
is
not for
going.
us to know, though. That's the
Mm-hmm.
key.
Yeah.
but
It's not
that's
for us
Yeah.
where
to know.
I tell Terry, I can't tell you, because that's not what I'm supposed to be doing. Right? I can help you, but I'm not going to tell you. Right?
Well,
It's
And he
again,
gets
individual.
you
he
can't
gets
change.
so
You can't change the
no
future, and you're not
no
supposed to change the present. So
yeah yeah
you can't. I don't know that it's necessarily entirely about what not being able to communicate. Some
yeah
energies can communicate. Some energies
uh-huh
can't. It depends on if they're
yeah
ascended masters.
yeah
But they are not to. They are not there to tell you, because it's up for you to experience.
yeah
Mhm.
yeah and
It's individual.
plus some spirits, when people, when they die, they have their own realm. Okay, like one could be under a tree, one can be flying a kite, one can be like in a flower bed, running in a flower bed. They have their own, they have their own heaven where they want to be. They have their own peace where they want to be. It may not be what you're going to be. It's not going to be what I'm going to experience. It's not going to be what Terry's going to
Mm.
experience. Everyone's different, right? And
I already
everyone's
told
seeking
you.
out their own peace.
I
And
already
that's what
told
I
you
try
what I
to.
was gonna do. I already told you what I
Oh,
was gonna do.
shush. You're not going to sing 100 bottles of beer on the wall with. No, no,
And
no, no, no.
I'm gonna
No,
irritate
no.
the hell out of you.
Oh, shush.
So that's what you do to people you don't like.
Well, I do it to people
You
I
put
do
the
like.
name on the list here.
I'm gonna irritate everybody, and but I don't see anything wrong with asking specific questions and you getting specific answers. But at beneath it all, that's what we're trying to figure out. So when we're in a location and we're asked, hey, what's your name, Bubba? Talk to me.
Mm.
You is it you got to figure out what his name is, and hey, tell me a little bit about your life. So they telling you a little bit about their life, but then you turn around, you got a good rapport going on. You got some good communication. But the minute you ask about something about what he sees, he'll cut you off,
Mhm.
or cut off.
Mm.
And I'm like, oh my god, dude, where'd this guy go?
I feel it's kind of just like purgatory, where I kind of picture that to be like a black room, and you're in this dark black room and you're seeing visions or pictures of your life like flash in front of your eyes. So you're searching and missing, the people that you love or that you left behind. And I don't really think that it's a place that you are, but a space. You're
Yeah.
just in a space,
Mhm.
reliving your life, missing your family,
hmm
not knowing where you should go is kind of how I feel.
Yeah.
Interesting,
The
because
Opposed,
hard, I
yeah,
think
opposed to the ones that moved on.
the hard thing that I find that I see a lot is how they died, or who killed them, or or
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
that's the hard part about. That's the most
you
daunting
know,
of tasks that I have seen. And how do I explain it? And who did it? And I go, ooh, like sometimes it makes you sick to your stomach, and sometimes it makes you go like this
I
when you do that.
I think one of the biggest problems we are, is, paranormal investigators. One of the biggest problems that we have is trying to reunite family members with family members. If You have a spirit. We know there was kids there, but spirit is unable to find those kids. You know, and I always thought that no matter what, at the end of the day, we are always reunited with our family members, especially the ones that you feel the closest to, with your uh, sons, daughters that have passed on. But that's not always the case. I see, because I've run across spirits and I asked them. Uh, they always say, "Hey, I can't find my family. I can't find this. I can't find that." You know, and I want to help out as much as I can, but the lack of evidence that I have, that it leaves me with a dark a trail, a trail that goes nowhere. You know, I'm like, I want to help, but I can't because I'm limited on resources.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, Misty and Marianne, we've gone to, is it Akatio that has the baby?
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
baby. The very first time I walked into the cemetery, I got there before Misty and Marianne did. And I walked in and I was with my husband, and instantly I was like, walked away from him and started following like a woman who was crying. And it sounded like she had it's like her heart was just ripped out of her body. She was just wailing, and she was laying, like literally laying on the baby's grave. And basically, in a nutshell, she told me that I can't find my child. I can't find my child. My baby died when she was, I think, what was it, like maybe 2 or 3 or something like that. And she missed her the entire existence of her life and was hoping that once she had passed on, she'd be reunited with her. Only to find out that she wasn't. And again, I mean, and it was an unmarked grave. We don't even have a name. I have the mother's name, but I don't have the baby's name. So it's very difficult to do any research, and we tried talking to her about, is there a light? Do you see a light? Can you go to the light? Try to find your baby on the other side. And she is so stuck, like we talked about before we got onto the podcast, that loop, that constant loop. And that's her loop right now. So can we help her? We tried, but it's really up to her. Can you lead a horse to water and make it drink? Yes. Can you make it drink? No.
No.
Yeah, because I know, Colleen, you're saying that the little one was actually in a different plane than the mom. They weren't on the same
dimension.
place. So they could still be, like, she's at the grave, the baby could be at the grave, and the mom could be at the grave, but they're just different times.
Right.
So they're just not connecting.
Right.
But
and it's not, and time and space is not lineal on the other side. So
but here's the biggest question: how is that possible?
It's possible.
How is that possible?
That's true.
Because there's different, like there's 3D, there's 4D, there's 5D, there's 6D. I mean, there's, when you're up, like I operate in 5D. I'm able to see, hear, taste, smell, feel. I can get sick, just like Irene was talking about. I mean, all the things that can affect me. I operated in a different dimensional level than, say, you or Misty or Marianne. Marianne operates higher level than Misty, actually. Sensitive. So she feels things, way more than Misty does. So we're all at different levels, different planes.
And some of us can see, some of us can't. Some of us can hear, some of us can't. Some of us can astral project, some of us can't. It depends on the different kind of gifts that you have, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And that's why I always have a group of clairvoyants that we all work together. If I can't find something, I go to my friend and I call him up, or I text him. I go, "Hey, help me! I need your help."
Double linking.
Yeah, and we do it together. So if I can't see it, that I'll show that person what I'm looking at, so that person can tune in on that and tell me what I'm missing and where I'm missing it and what I need to do. Right. So yeah.
Different frequencies of energy.
Awesome. Yeah. That's really awesome to be able to do that, because a lot of mediums aren't able to double link.
No, that's why I have one in Florida, one in Indiana, and I have another one someplace. Oh, I have another one in Canada too that helps me too. So there's 3 or 4 of us that always go together, and we're always asking each other if I need help. I always go to that person when I need help, and we all come together. We say, okay, like, help me, please, and I go, okay, I'll help you. Like, yeah.
Yeah, to have it in mass like that, it's awesome to be able to do that.
And
It's
you know
fun.
what? It
It's fun.
works. It works. It works. It
Yeah.
works, especially if all of you have the same kind of energy, or you understand each other, or you understand how that other person feels, or that person understands how you feel. It always it works. Like, you're all helping each other. It works really good. And a lot of people don't like doing that, right? They said no. Eh, but everything comes, and you make a great village when you have all your
Yeah,
people
that's a
together.
great team. That's
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Marianne and I. Marianne is the sensitive, and she'll start to feel things. She'll look at me for validation, and I'll go, "Yeah, you're absolutely spot on. You nailed it.
yeah,
You definitely there's a child there. You're feeling and sensing it. You're
yeah,
spot on."
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
And it helps you with something that maybe you may not see, but it helps you. So, can you see that? I go, where? There. I go, okay. Oh, now I see it. I gotcha.
Hmm. Yeah. Feeling
Yeah.
everything on a different frequency,
Yeah,
everyone at a different level coming together.
yeah.
Yeah, but I don't understand that logic because once again, we were always told as younglings that when you die, you reunite with your family.
Mm.
That is the automatic thing,
Well,
So
That is a good
now I'm at fear for when it's my time. Am I going to reunite with? And I don't know who has control of this. You would think that it will come automatically, but if that is the case, if I'm in another realm and my wife is in another realm, I want to reunite. But how am I? Because I'm stuck over here and she's stuck over there.
Hmm.
How are we able
I
to do
think, I think that percentage once again is a very small
mhm.
percentage,
Hmm.
because I would say that percentage is probably close to 1%, in all honesty. And all the times that we've done, the three of us have done investigations, um, we've run into that, what, maybe 2 or 3 times in
Yeah, it's
what,
not very
5, 6
often.
years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very small percentage that you have that lost bond or lost connection from the other side to somebody of a family member, a familial member.
Okay. Are you
Mhm.
willing to put your
Don't
mini?
be worried, Jerry.
Are you willing to put your minivan on the line for this?
Yep.
Yeah, it's
Yep,
funny because when we
I
went to
am.
the
That's how far I feel very strongly
yeah,
about it.
and it's
Mhm.
funny too
Interesting.
when
Yeah, I'm
we
going to
went to
put
the
you on my
Ocotillo.
list. I'm going to put you on my list to hunt if that's not the case.
Come on, bring it on, baby.
Mhm.
Once
Go
As
I
ahead,
long
bust
Marianne.
as
What
those
were
it's
you going to
security
behind
say?
bars,
walls and
here
here on the
it is.
wall,
You're
we're
not going to get
good.
no sleep. You're
What were
not
you going to
going to
say,
get no
Marianne?
sleep.
When
I'm going
we
to.
went to the Ocotillo graveyard, we did have a family that was there. It was two sisters,
Oh
and then
yeah,
it was her brother, and they were all there together.
yeah.
So
The son, the son and
they
the
didn't,
mother.
yeah,
Yeah,
the son, yeah. So they didn't move on together, but they stayed in the cemetery together. So that
correct.
happens too. So sometimes
Hmm.
you're
Mhm.
not reunited with your family, all going to heaven, but sometimes you don't leave and all go to heaven. You stay together, and we
Yeah.
witnessed that at the Ocotillo graveyard.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Now,
I
that's a
had a
perfect
okay.
example.
I
Hmm.
had a
Yeah.
friend who is also a medium. His brother committed suicide, and he overdosed himself on drugs. Okay, that's how he killed himself, and he didn't cross over, and I found their father in heaven, so I crossed him over and I made sure that he was with his father. Now he's with his father together now. But yeah, it depends on circumstance how they died too, and
Right.
Mhm.
if
I
they're
think that's a
feeling
big part in
a
it.
lot of
Guilt.
guilt, yeah, or sadness or something else, that's when you find that you need that extra like oomph to help
Mhm.
them.
That's
Yeah,
interesting,
I mean,
Irene, you said that too, because, that happens a lot with prisoners. When
Yeah.
prisoners die in the
Mm-hmm.
jail,
Mm-hmm.
they don't feel worthy enough to pass on and go to the next realm
Yeah.
because they are so guilt ridden on what they've done
Yeah.
in their living life that they're
Yeah.
fearful of judgment day. We
Yeah.
all hear about you will go to heaven and you'll have your day of judgment. So,
Yeah.
that could weigh on someone's mind to prevent them to not move on to the
Yeah.
next.
Yeah. We have a lot of that here. We have a lot of I'm gonna put nicely unalive, okay? They unalive themselves here. The amount is pretty high in other countries, and they're walking in limbo in the train station. They're walking limbo in the suicide forest. Um, yeah, it's not a place of visit. Let's put it that way. I'm gonna tell you, don't go there unless you want to die. Yeah, but I mean, but you know what I'm talking about, right? And
Yes.
there's waterfalls here too that people have unalived themselves after the war because they didn't want McCusker to run their country, so they all went in the waterfall. But anyways, there's a lot of places here that has that happen to them, and it's haunted, yeah. And they're there, they're still there in that place, and they'll always be there in that place. In the forest, too, they'll always be in that forest because something happened to them mentally or something happened to them in their physical life that really bothered him, and so they cannot live on, they cannot continue on in this life. I get it, okay? Because in this country you're allowed to off yourself. If you're not happy in this life, you're allowed to off yourself to have a better life in your next life, okay? It's a little bit different here, but yeah, that's
Yeah,
the
it's the
Buddhist
culture.
thinking. That's
Yeah.
the Buddhist thinking, okay? Because in the Buddhist religion you're allowed to do that. um if you're not happy, you're allowed to end your life and be happy in your next life, that you accomplish something better. But yeah, there's a lot of places like that here that you can go to, you can't, and one you can't, the rest you can. Yeah, so there are a lot of spirits that are in limbo, and there's a lot of dark entities too here too. So yeah,
Mm.
and you don't have to go far to find one, right? Just go across the
Mm.
okay.
Well, and and correct me if I'm wrong, Irene. It's that's not frowned upon in your
No,
country at all.
no, no, no. But as
Not
long as
like it
you
is
stay
in the
on your
United
side of the
States.
road, I stay on my side, and I won't bug you. You won't bug me, okay?
Right.
Mm.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not frowned upon like, United States of America. It's frowned upon.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And there's another thing about that too is that some if they did unalive themselves, some of them are very jealous, okay, because they're unhappy with their life, so they don't like what you're doing with your life, so they become very jealous. That's why I don't interact with them. I have no, okay, that's fine, see ya, bye bye.
Mm.
There's some that you just can't like, okay, yeah, I know you're there, okay, that's fine, and I'm gonna walk this way, you can be there. No, I'll just go this my way and you can go your way.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's something that you really don't want to interact with. If you don't, if you do,
Yeah.
you might
If you don't
find
have to.
yourself, no, if you find yourself, you might find yourself a whole heap of trouble that you don't want to be in, right?
Mm. And
Precisely.
on a good note, if somebody has moved on, they've gone home, they've gone to heaven,
Yeah,
they can still come and visit us.
yeah,
I've
yeah,
I've
yeah,
had visits from family,
yeah,
and they find ways to come visit and say hi,
sure,
and
yeah,
things are
yeah,
good.
yeah,
There's
yeah.
there's all kinds of
Just be
spectrums of what we run into.
just because your house is haunted, and just because you cross them over doesn't mean that they'll come back and take a look and see what's going on, right? Yeah.
hey,
It's a
It,
reason, a
there's
season.
there's one rule that I have in a haunted location. Well, there's two rules. One, if you're gonna haunt my location, one, you gotta pay rent.
There we go. Each
Two,
makes more money.
two, if you're gonna haunt my location, be considerate of me in the bathroom. Is all I'm asking is clean up after yourself.
You know what else he said?
Yeah.
He said you gotta feed me.
Hey,
He
all
said,
I'm asking
make
you
my
to do
dinner.
dishes. If you
Make
can't do,
my dinner.
if you're not
That's what he
clean
said
up
too.
after yourself, then you're not gonna hang around me. I mean, dude, how simple is that? How many times have you guys heard of an investigation where spirits toss things out of the shelf?
Marianne
But
and
how
Misty
many?
actually deal with that right now.
But
And
how
in the,
many? But how many
Yeah,
times
the
have you?
apartment.
How many times have you guys heard where spirits are doing the total opposite?
cleaning up, no, that doesn't
No,
happen.
No.
If I'm gonna die, I'm not cleaning up after anybody when I
and that's
die.
Make
They're more like
dinner? Nope,
witnesses
that
than
don't happen
but it's
either.
not up to me. But it's not up to me to clean your mess.
Right.
So you're gonna have to step up your game and take care of your responsibility. That's all I got. If not, you gotta go, bro.
No, Misty, Marianne, do you have your ghost pay rent?
No, unfortunately, no. She hasn't started paying rent yet.
Well,
She just doesn't like it when your mom goes out of town.
Yeah.
you might want to consider that.
Well, let your mom tell your mom that she can drop that bomb on her.
yeah, I'll let her know.
You,
gonna start
Your
bitching.
mom and she really have a good relationship, so I think that would have to come from your mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, she shares
hey,
the
I don't
bedroom
like
with
them.
Teresa.
You know what? I have enough moochers already. Enough. I don't need any more. That's not
Well,
going to contribute.
I really have a very important question, Jerry, and that is, well, if they don't pay rent, can we at least claim them on our income taxes?
Yeah.
You might. See why not? Shit, the rich.
Please, can you
Hey,
give me your social security number and your full name so I can put you on my taxes?
hey.
Right.
You know,
That's the next
Unemployment
question we're gonna
insurance.
get.
You know, like unemployment insurance. Look, yeah.
You've got a dependent. You've got a dependent, you guys.
Hey, get that. Hey, get that EIC, and I don't know what it is now. I think it's like $1,500 per child. You know, but get that EIC. The only thing I'm asking is, if you guys are going to do that, can I at least cut me in on a percentage of that?
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's funny.
I'm good. Hey, I mean, I'm not asking for much. It was my idea from the start. You know, so $200 would be fine.
Or even
Oh,
100,
better yet,
make it attainable. 100,
just buy me some beer. I'll be good. I mean, I'm not. I am not picky. I'm probably the most least pickiness person that you would probably know. I'm not picky at all, unless it comes to certain. Hey, what? What'd you say? What'd you say?
I think, contrary to popular belief, Irene is debunking you.
Yeah. She knows me good enough to actually try to debunk me. But you know what? I am a man of many traits. I'm a man of many different ideas, and I would never let anybody pick my mind to see exactly what I'm thinking, because I'm always thinking outside the box. You know what I'm saying? Always. And as paranormal investigators, I think that's the best way to be.
Well, that's one of the reasons why we love Misty so much is she's our resident skeptic and debunker. So
Hey, you
she
got
goes
Yeah.
through
I'm
and
more
you got your
about the
toolbox?
science behind it. And if it doesn't make sense to me, then there's something going on.
Well, I'll tell you
well,
what. Hey, I admire that.
tell
As
him,
long as you
Misty,
put
about
in,
the case that we had with the woman that did have a entity in the house, but tell him about what we found out with the EMF reader.
Yeah, so they
This'll
had a
blow
lot
your
of claims about paranormal activity in their home, especially
Mhm.
the wife. And she actually had physical things going on with her that she thought were being caused by paranormal activity. So when we went in and investigated, I got my electrician's meter out and started doing a baseline reading of the house, and it was pegging off the charts. Even when we put it up to their bodies, her and her husband, um, it was pegging off the charts. Their bodies were literally absorbing all that EMF in the house, and it was coming off of all the lamps that were in their home. And she had one of those lamps directly on the nightstand right next to her head where she slept every night. And she was, the high levels of EMF were causing her all these symptoms, hallucinations, auditory, visual, physical. She was experiencing rashes,
Her
stuff
heels
like that.
peeling.
Yeah, her feet were peeling and just really, really weird stuff. And so we recommended that they contact an electrician. She did unplug that lamp from her nightstand and moved it away from her, so it's not affecting her that much anymore. And I know she was getting an EMF shielder for her house as well.
Oh,
But
good.
there are things besides paranormal activity that can, cause you to think that things are going on. And high
True.
levels of EMF are one of those things that I really look for when we go into somebody's home, because that can have a lot to do with what they're experiencing or what they think they're experiencing.
Like if they have limestone, what kind of products that are used to make the house, where the house is located, like is it located near
Yeah.
a river, a train track,
Yep.
electrical thing.
Yeah.
Ley
Yeah. But
lines.
yeah, the electrical can cause a fear cage.
Yeah.
That's what it's called. Yeah, I was trying to
Yep.
think of the name. The fear cage. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
and it can
You know,
cause skin rashes.
yeah.
Yeah. Nausea, vomiting, all kinds
Hmm.
of stuff.
And she did actually have an entity in the house, which was, ironic that she picked up on it. But once I spoke to the gentleman and he realized he was in the wrong house, he vacated very quickly. But she kept coming back to us telling us that, oh yeah, he's trying to touch me, and places that are not supposed to be touched. And I mean, she really went. I took Misty's EMF reader and I put it against me, and it was 0.
Mm.
Yeah.
And then putting it against her was 60. The husband was 80. The dog even had EMF. So,
Wow.
I mean, so exactly what she was experiencing was completely what you would think paranormal, and it wasn't. It was just high EMF.
Yeah.
how old
Do
is
you can you wear wristwatch? I can't wear a watch. I drain the battery out of every watch.
I have an Apple Watch that I wear, but I only wear it when I go out. So I'm kind of jewelry free whenever I'm not out in the public.
It's
So
funny. The only thing I
I
can wear is
can't
my
either.
bracelet. My black obsidian bracelet is the only thing I can wear. But if I wear a watch, I've I think I've changed batteries in that watch for 3 times, like $30 a pop for each battery. I pay
I
90
I
90
can't wear
bucks.
a watch either. I kill the
No,
batteries too.
yeah, I poof, it just
That's interesting.
I've been to the jeweler.
Yeah.
I've been to like it's a very expensive watch, right? It's a designer watch, and I said, "Oh, I like this watch," and I bought it for myself, and I wore it, and when I go out to have dinner, and so the battery's done. Oh, okay, take it back, get it cleaned out, get a new battery, and they go, okay, and then back in. Okay. My husband said, "There's something wrong with the way you wear your watch." I go, like, okay.
Somebody told me that when that happens, you need to learn to energy dump.
Yeah.
That you have to, like, like you're, say there's a trash can and you have to like pretend to dump all the bad energy in it before you go in your house.
Yeah.
You get that buildup
Mm-hmm.
and
Huh.
your energy is too high. You need to learn to dump some of it.
I
Take
dump
a
it every
dump.
6 months. I go I go to the
Dump,
shrine
dump,
every
dump.
6 months. That's where I dump my energy.
It's
how do
funny.
you guys handle situation where there's kids involved.
Oh, jump all over that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, we had that one 13-year-old who was self-harming herself. And I mean, we did an emergency investigation to determine what was going on. And then we immediately put things in place to protect her.
Mm-hmm.
So it was instantaneously. And it worked. It really did work. So
Yep.
Interesting.
My
How much
son, my
Go ahead.
son had problems, and I had nobody to help me. That was that time before something happened to me. I'm not going to tell you, but anyways, this is a long story short. My son had lots of things that were going on. That's why he doesn't want anything to do with paranormal anymore. He sees, he feels, and he talks, and yeah, he can
he's like you.
summon
He's a
a
medium.
spirit. He can summon a spirit, but yeah, he. I couldn't find anybody who'd willing to help me, because the place where I was living in, I wouldn't want my worst enemies to live there. Let's put it that way. And there's a lot of stuff
I'm
that's still
sorry.
going on there. Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's a pretty bad place. It's also another suicide condo. Okay, but
Oh,
anyways, yeah, it's pretty nasty. I still have pictures in my iCloud, but it's one of those places where you really don't want to live there. But I lived there for 21 years. They said, like, I'm the, yeah,
wow.
yeah. I mean, we went through a lot of stuff. And finally, my husband said, "Okay, time to move. Pick up your shit and let's go." Like, so we did that. But I mean, it's only 45 minutes from where I live now. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. But my son was going through a lot of stuff. He saw a lot of stuff. He felt a lot of stuff. He doesn't want to talk about it. We don't talk about it. We really don't want to give it any energy, so we don't talk about it. It's just one of those things where your kids, like all three of my children went through it, and all three of my children saw things that they don't want to see. And it's just like one of those things where your kids, you have to support your children that are going through it. You can't help them because they're going through it, and you don't know what to do as a parent, right? You want to protect your children. Like I said, one time I said, "How dare you do that to my kid?" Like man, like I said that to out loud one time. I said, "You rotten little bleep bleep bleep! How do you do that to my child?" Like I said that out loud. My son said, "Don't say that. You're gonna piss him off more." I said, "Yeah, well, he already pissed me off. It's too late now for that, right?" But yeah,
Well, it is. I mean, everybody wants to be a medium, but they
yeah,
really don't understand,
yeah,
really what it is to be a medium.
yeah.
It's a blessing
Yeah.
and a curse at the same time. So,
But
like on investigations that are heavily,
yeah,
that are very heavy, like the laundromat was the one that I remember the most was
yeah,
it. I mean, it took me 2 days to recuperate from that.
yeah,
So, you
Yeah.
basically put your life on hold for
yeah,
24, 48 hours to
yeah,
recuperate from
yeah,
using your energy and having the spirits use your
yeah,
energy to communicate. So it looks like
Very, very painful.
it's like a glamorous situation,
yeah.
but it's really not.
If I'm gonna go into a situation beforehand, I don't want to know what it is, but
Same here.
I meditate for 3 days before I do it, and I eat moderately, and yeah, and I pray so many times before I go in there. And when I go in there, I go in there with a blank head. I make sure all my whatever I'm thinking goes out the door, and I'm in there, and I'm okay. This is what I see. Okay, this is what I do. I don't want to hear any. I don't want to hear any recordings. I don't want to hear any. I don't want to see any pictures. And I just go in there blind and see what I can see, because that stuff can really mess up your head and make you put
It
stuff in your
taints
head that
you.
you don't want. Yeah, you want to go in there blind. That's what I told Terry. I said, I want to go in there blind. I don't want to know what's going on. I don't want to see what's going on. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to see any pictures. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to hear any voice recordings or nothing. And I said, I'll deal with what I can deal with when I go in there, and how I want to fix the thing. If I have to fix it, I'll fix it. If I don't have to fix it, yeah, we'll see when
I
we get
just
there.
usually walk in, look at Mary Ann's face, and then I know.
Yeah, like, okay.
I look at her face and go, okay, she's angry. No, she's crying. No, she's happy. Okay, I know what I'm getting into.
And then when you hear me say, "Oh shit,"
That's funny.
I say that, and there goes what? I go, no, never mind.
You know, guys, I for some reason I've always encountered this when I know there's a certain individual that I know is not qualified to handle a certain situation. I always call a medium to handle it. Somebody that's stronger and that's been around for a long period of time. And it seems like it always seems to be a situation. So the biggest question is, why is that mediums that are on investigations, why they can't get along? Because I've had that case a couple of times where
Yeah,
certain mediums just don't get along with other mediums. People channel different ways, but like I always tell them, it's not about you. It's not
Right.
about
it's
me.
yeah,
It's always about
the
our
client, the
yeah,
client.
Client.
Yeah,
client.
yeah,
And
Yeah.
dude, I've been through so much trouble when uh, mediums that can't are into. They're not really into. I mean, they still need that mentorship. So
yeah,
if you are being mentored and you don't think you're ready, don't try to handle a case that
yeah,
knowing you're not ready for.
Well, and
Because
we deal with a lot of.
yeah,
I'm gonna just say it, Irene. I think you can back me up. I know you guys down there can back me up too, but there are a lot of people out there claiming to be mediums who
yeah,
are not medium.
yeah. Oh, I
Yeah.
I know one person who went to school and got a certificate, and that's why they call it. Like, oh, really? Like, yeah, we should all go to that school and get a certificate, right?
Where's
If
mine?
you're a
I
medium,
want one.
on the wall, I'm a medium. Wow.
No, it's
That's
true. I
funny.
mean, and I say this example. Mary Ann and Misty have heard me say this before. We went to an investigation in Clifton, Arizona, the same one we were discussing earlier on in the podcast, and
Mm-hmm.
there was an apothecary which became a personal residence and store for somebody that bought it.
Mm-hmm.
And the owner asked me to come back the next day to meet her friend who was a medium, and I have no problems working with other
Yeah.
mediums. I,
Yeah.
like you, Irene, would like to double link.
Sure.
I have some now that I've got a couple that I will double link with out of the states as well.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, fact of the matter is, I showed up and she's on the floor playing with cat balls and saying, "Touch the cat ball, touch the cat ball." And I walk in and there's not a single entity in that building.
Yeah.
It's totally different from what it was at night to the day.
Yeah.
And my husband's with me, and she's with her phone using ghost apps off her phone and everything. And I am the app. Misty and Marianne,
Yeah.
I am their ghost tool. I don't typically use
Yeah.
a lot of equipment when I'm on an
Yeah.
investigation because I'm the one that's channeling.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
And you're
she
the
was
vessel, right?
upstairs.
You're the vessel, and they go through you, and they talk through you, and you
Yeah.
listen, and you say what's in their head. You say what they're telling you. That's what you do. Yeah, you're the
Mhm.
vessel.
Right.
But
And
the important
She
thing is
was
for the team
upstairs and she
to
was
back
using
up the medium.
an SLS camera. And, Tim looked at me and I looked at him, and she starts, with one of the ghost apps, she's talking about like, "Oh, what do you mean you don't like medium red? Well, why don't you trust me? Why, and I'm sitting there going, who the heck are you talking to? There's not a single entity in this building." And my
yeah,
husband even looked at me, and I looked at him, and I went like this,
yeah,
and he goes, "I'm going to Circle K." So he left. And
yeah,
I was like, after she started doing that crap, I looked at my watch and went, "Look at the time. I got a 4-hour drive back to
like,
Phoenix. I'll see
yeah.
you later."
I need to get a cup of coffee at Starbucks. Okay.
I was like, "You're a medium? No, you're not."
It's kind
Wow.
of funny, right? It's kind of funny. That's why when Terry and I we went to a situation, and because it was Native American land, I called my
Oh,
friend who's
imagination of the
also,
gone.
well, she's learning, she's my student, and she's the one that does all the Native American stuff because she's half Cherokee, okay? So I asked her to help me because I don't know everything about that, and I'm still learning on that side. So yeah, I mean, if I can't do it alone, I'll bring in somebody who's really good at that and who knows that religion, or who knows that whatever it is, and I'll bring that person
Culture.
in. Help, I need your help, can you help me? Yeah. And we do it together, right? Like Terry and me and her, Robin and me, like we're all together as we're doing this thing. I go, okay, let's do it together. She goes, sure, okay, I'll help you. I go, great, like, yeah, it's just something that
Marianne
who
has more medium. She's more of a medium with her sensitivity than this girl had
yeah,
that was standing in the building.
yeah,
I'd rather have Marianne in there.
yeah,
She would be
yeah,
able to tell
yeah,
if somebody's there or not.
yeah.
You
It's
definitely feel it, yes.
Yeah.
you know what? I hate that name, a medium, or I hate that name, clairvoyant. I just say I'm me,
I love it.
or I say, okay, I'm that kooky person that wants to be your friend, or I'm that nutty person. Like, yeah, I know I'm nuts. Okay, it's a label. I got it. But I hate that name, clairvoyant, in my head. I don't stick it to my head. I don't use
I
it
just
very
say I talk
often.
to dead people.
Yeah, I just talk to dead people. I see dead people. Remember the Sixth Sense? Yeah, that's me.
That's why I say it. That's why I
I
say
mean,
it.
personally, there's a lot of names that in the paranormal community that shouldn't be used,
Yeah.
and some of the things irritate the hell out of me.
Hmm.
But it's a free country, and people are going to say what they want. Like ghost. Who in the
Ghost
hell did
hunter.
that?
You hate that word,
That
ghost
word
hunter,
even come
right?
from? Who in the hell? Where did that word come from? If somebody
Yeah.
can tell me the origins of ghosts, then I might consider that.
Hmm.
But I have no clue. Do anybody on the panel has a clue where that word come from?
Let's
Let's take a
see.
look.
Oh, they're both looking. Colleen and Misty. It's funny.
I like calling myself. I'm the spooky person. Like that's good enough for me.
Yeah, usually spirits is more
Yeah.
Yeah.
universal.
In
Yeah.
other words, ghost hunters. We're
Yeah.
not ghost hunters. We don't hunt ghosts.
No.
No,
No.
We
exactly.
They were
ghosts.
spirit
Paranormal
chasers.
investigator.
Paranormal
No, no,
investigators.
We're
and
I
spirit
hate that word,
chasers.
ghost hunter. That word just makes
Okay,
me
I got it.
cringe.
Did you get it?
Yep. All right. So the term ghost comes from the Old English word, and I think it's ghost, meaning breath, spirit, soul, which itself originated from the Proto-Germanic word, and I can't pronounce that. The spelling was later influenced by the Dutch word, and it's spelled Gheeest, which, when
Geese.
printers like William Caxton introduced the word to English in the 15th century.
Huh. So it's been around a very long time.
yeah, it's been around for a very long time. But can we legitimate say if the individuals that we're talking to, do they actually consider themselves ghosts?
Well, and here's another thought for you. Why do we depict ghosts with
Well,
a sheet? With a
he's
sheet
Yeah.
he's such
with
a
Yeah.
eyes.
he looked like the
Yeah.
Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Uh,
because I don't know. I'm speaking from myself personally. I mean, Marianne feels them. Irene, I think you see them. I see them too.
Mm-hmm.
They don't look like a sheet over their head with
Nope.
whole
Nope.
eyes cut out with a nose
They're
and mouth.
wearing
They're
They're
people.
No,
wearing their clothes at
just like
that
us.
era.
Yep.
They have their hair at
Just
that
like
time
us.
at that era. They're wearing
Yeah.
whatever they wear at that time at the era. And yeah.
which one
They look
sounds
human.
more?
They look human.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
they do.
one? Okay, which one sounds more professional? A ghost hunter or a parapsychologist?
Parapsychologist.
Parapsychologist.
How come we don't use
Parapsychologist.
that word? I mean, you don't have
No.
to go to school to be a parapsychologist.
But you
Like
should.
that's
But you should, because you should have the psychology part behind you with a degree in that before
Mhm.
you go into the
Yeah.
paranormal aspect
Yeah.
of it.
Give you some
And that's where a true parapsychologist will have a doctorate. They will have a degree. They will be a doctor.
Okay, well, agree with me or disagree with me,
Yeah,
but
makes sense.
psychology to me is basic common sense.
Well, yes, of course. But does everybody have common sense?
Nope.
Yeah, if you look at
No.
Thank you, Marianne.
if you look at things a certain way and you figure things out, then I'm like, okay, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. So I really don't have to go spend freaking 15 years to get my doctorate to be a parapsychologist when it's just basic common sense.
You could
Mhm.
get a little certificate. Irene said that you could get a certificate for that.
Yeah. Just go online, you study it, and you get a certificate. You become a clairvoyant.
No, I'm good. I'd rather be a parapsychologist because that's what I think that's a little bit more of a professional name. I think more people will acknowledge us compared to, oh, you're a ghost hunter. You idiot. No, well, I'm not a ghost hunter. I don't hunt ghosts. That's not what we do.
I
But if
call
you
myself.
That's one of the reasons why I
in
like.
this country, I call myself a Lenosha. Means that I study spirits, or I'm a specialist in spirits. That's what Lenosha means, and that's
I
what
like
I
that.
do.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
We call ourselves paranormal investigators. It's a much more. We're not like the weekend warriors that
No.
we're not hobby.
Yeah.
It's a hobby. It's for help.
that second word, I think that those two words are more professionally
Yeah.
than actually being a ghost hunter. And I know where they got it from. They got it from the TV show.
Yeah.
Right.
I know.
Exactly.
You know.
They say ghost hunter.
That's not what we are. That's not what we do. And I think it's put a bad taste in our mouths, considering that we can go up to an individual and they just think that we are ghost hunters. I'm like, dude, come on now, bro. I do not hunt
I
ghosts.
think I call myself an evidential medium. I prefer that because of the fact that when I'm done with my blank slate, like Irene's talking about, and I go into a building with them, they back it up by the evidence that they've received through technology or
Yep.
done the research of the building prior to and its historical nature, and then therefore can back up what I'm receiving from the historical backup from it.
True.
Yeah. It's important to it's important to get the evidence to support the medium too. Like we were on an investigation and Red was talking to Ghost, and I actually saw her hair go up in the air. And I was like, look, something has her hair. And next thing you know, she's moving and said, something just grabbed my hair. And we got it on video. Something literally grabbed her hair while she had she was talking to Ghost. She had her headphones on and she was communicating, and something grabbed her, and we did get it on camera. And that's the cool part is giving the science to back up what the medium is doing as well, and proving, yes, this is actually happening.
Yep.
Red, can you do healing? Because I can see you. You can do healing.
I do.
I do. Me too. I do healing with a bottle of Jack Daniels and some rum.
Yeah, gin and tonic. No, no, but yeah.
We can do all that. All right, guys. No matter what is going on in the world, and no matter what evidence that you, me, and all the paranormal investigators that are here, they're presenting evidence, but it's not convincing enough for us to actually sit down at the paranormal table and have those guys accept us as a true and paranormal investigator. Why do you think that would never happen?
I think it'll happen more in your country than mine.
So you're saying just like the common folk not accepting us as paranormal investigators,
No,
or
it's not just the common folks; it's the folks that make the world go round. Because uh, these guys they've been at the head of the table for so long that it's either we're accepted or either we're not. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's
The scientific community is one of those things that I think we need to prove ourselves to whether it is something going on out there. Because
I
without those
think it's
guys, I think that we are nothing.
Terry,
So
there's
without
another thing that goes with this, right? As people become more educated,
right?
if you can't see it in front of your face, if you can't feel it, if
yeah.
you can't see it, if you can't touch it, they're not going to believe it.
I think a
Right.
shift is happening. I think a shift is happening, and people are starting to feel the energy difference. And I think more people are believing and understanding it than they ever have in decades past.
Well, more in your country than mine.
I think that's partially true.
Yeah.
The other part of it too is that we still have a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
Oh,
To
yes.
attest to the fact that we have, and again, I'm going to do this, but you have shows that skew to the darker side. And
Yeah.
so there's still a lot of education that we need to do to people to explain to them that no, not everything is demonic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again,
It-
speaking back to the earlier part of the podcast, I've seen one demon. One. It is always 99.9% of the time a relative or a family member, friend, or whatever. It
yeah.
is not a demon that is coming in. And demon possession,
Yeah.
I'm having a hard time with that too, because of the fact that, if something is entering your body, you ought to be able to feel it. And you ought to be able to feel it being taken away from you as well, as it's being either leaving your body or the exorcisms. So we have a lot of
Like we say, 1% of all cases are mostly dark spirits or entities, but there's that only 1% that is, something that's unexplainable, right? That's
right.
true. And as far as possession, yeah, I had that done twice to me, right? Yeah, before I came into my 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 gift, I was possessed twice. And man, you don't want to go through that. No.
Well, see, and again, you have you're having a visceral reaction to that just like talking about it. So therefore, it's something that you just don't take lightly and say, I've been possessed.
No, and it took me a lot to even talk about it too. Terry knows, but a lot of people don't know. My children know. My eldest son tried to help me through it. It was something that you just don't want to go through, even if not a million. No.
Yeah.
And Misty and Marianne had a very dark entity in their apartment.
Yeah.
Marianne was
He tried
attacked.
to enter my body. And
Yeah.
that is the scariest feeling.
Yeah.
To have something like that happen to you and feel somebody over you trying to enter your body. Like you can
Taking
definitely
control of
feel
you.
it.
You don't
Yeah,
have
it was
control.
scary.
You don't have control.
No, I didn't. I couldn't
You
move.
just
I couldn't do
you
anything but scream. And
yeah.
I was
You
asleep.
can't even scream either. Like yeah,
It's a lot.
it's
hey, anybody enters my body, they're gonna get drunk.
oh
I make sure that they're gonna be out of there. Hey guys,
They're not gonna want to stay.
no, I ain't gonna want to stay because I'm gonna put rules and regulations on them. Go
Charge
back
of rent.
earlier.
Rick,
Rules
can
and
I ask you a
regulations.
question? When you go in a place, for me, I know that I have the investigator with me, right? But I know I have to protect myself, but I also have to protect the people that I go with. So you find that your workload gets heavier,
Correct.
and it's like something that when you do it, by the time you're finished, I say, okay, I'm done. Like,
Yeah. I do that with the team members,
yeah,
I mean, a
yeah,
perfect
Yeah.
example of that was, remember when we were out in the Sonoran Hills doing that desert investigation, how I was trying to
Mhm.
keep him away from you?
yeah.
I was bubbling him separately with
Mhm,
myself,
mhm,
and then still pushing forward energy to protect
mhm.
Misty and
Yeah,
Marianne
it's
and
just
Donna.
that. Yeah, it's just that you. It's everybody else with you that's doing this with you, and
And I
it,
always do that when we go in investigations. I'm constantly
yeah,
protecting the team while I'm with them as well.
it's an
So it
Yeah.
overload.
it's why it's a double drain. It's
Yeah,
definitely a double
and when
drain.
you're finished, you finish like the most I can do is 6 hours. That's
Right.
it. Right. And by
Oh,
then
I
I've got
I did 12 hours, and let me
yeah,
tell you, it
yeah,
knocked me out for like 5 6
yeah,
days.
yeah. And and I said when I'm finished doing this one, I said, okay, somebody's got to make dinner because I'm not gonna. I can't stand. So I asked my kids to do it. So I asked my
But I
kids to
think
do it.
we all have paranormal hangovers. I mean,
Yeah,
Misty and
yeah.
Marianne
Like
get
I go,
paranormal hangovers too.
yeah,
Particularly,
Yeah.
Marianne's a little heavier on hers because of her
yeah,
sensitivity and her energy as well. But yeah,
yeah,
we all call it the paranormal hangover. So
yeah.
I think
Yeah,
that's
everybody
good.
feels it.
I've yet to experience a paranormal hangover, but I have hung over plenty of nights.
That's exactly.
Plenty
well,
of nights.
this is even worse because you're not even actually getting the benefit of the buzz.
Yeah.
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 You
it's
know,
it's it's like when you're like a battery, okay? You're full, you got enough energy to, but when it's all drained out, you just can't move. It's like you're like a tape recorder that goes, there's no battery in it, and you're just, that's it, right?
Yep,
hey,
exactly.
medium red. What is the one thing that a lot of people don't use, but it's universal? And I think people would use, if people was to use it more, I think they'll get more results out of their investigations. But a lot of people really don't put the effort into doing such a thing because they don't see the main question is they don't why would I want to do something like that? But do you know what that is?
Um, well, I was thinking more like EVP. I mean, I feel like EVPs are not used as often, little voice recorders, and that's probably going to give you the best audio that you
Mhm.
can get. Or are you referring to a medium?
All right, that's strike one on you, Red. Okay, the one thing that is universal. Can anybody tell me what's the one thing that's universal?
Your eyes and your ears.
Your
Nope,
logic?
nope, nope. Not ears, not logic. What is the one thing that universal? Everybody on the planet uses it. Uh
Energy?
no,
Communication.
nope.
Hmm.
You guys are gonna be shocked. Something simple. Something you
Math?
listen to. Something, huh? Something you listen to every day.
The
Music.
radio.
Music. Music is the key to the universe. Music is universal. How did they send Galileo out? One of the main things that they put on that disc was music. But I see that certain paranormal investigators don't even put that in their repertoire. They don't even bother with it.
We've
But
actually used it out in Ocotillo.
Yes, we
mu-
have.
music
Yeah.
would take music would take individuals to a space where they haven't been before in a long time.
Yep.
It does help you connect.
Yeah.
Yeah, they help you
Mm-hmm.
connect, and they want to be able to respond to you compared to not responding to you. Because I'm telling you, and I don't know if Irene was there, but uh, we put on some Little Richard, and the place just went nuts.
I didn't. I wasn't there.
The place went nuts. We were
Johnny.
in,
It's Johnny all
yeah,
over again.
we were in a ballroom.
Yep.
I walked outside, and I can actually hear somebody singing "Good Golly Miss Molly" in my ear, and I thought it was one of the other members. So I looked around, wasn't nobody out there but me. And I'm like, oh wow. So when I looked up,
Oh.
I saw this figure in the seventh floor, I believe, seventh or sixth floor. He was a dark person, but he had light coming off of him, so you can clearly see him. And I'm like, who in the hell is up there, man? Who in the hell would got that
You just
far?
unplugged in.
Because last I remember, everybody was in the dining room, the ballroom. So who in the hell got up there?
Oh.
I looked back, I looked down, and I looked back, and that individual was gone.
Well,
You know, and I don't know if they were telling me thank you for playing that music, but dude, the minute I pop in there, dude, and put on some Little Richard, it's on.
Red, I
Well,
gotta tell you something.
we do have one resident of Ocotillo that particularly likes Marianne a lot, and
Yeah.
he's got a soft spot for Marianne. So we always go and bring excuse me, Jameson's, or we bring music, and he loves to dance. Absolutely
Did
loves
he
to
like
dance.
mariachi band?
Mariachi. That's,
Hispanic.
you know what? That would be perfect down here in Texas because we got different cultures that
Yeah.
have different, you know, that listen to different types of music. I think mariachi would be cool. I don't understand what they're saying, but I think that would be cool. Yeah, mariachi. God damn, dude. All
Well,
right, hey,
and
man.
Bonnie actually is Hispanic, so that's one of the reasons why he gravitates to that, obviously. So
Yeah.
I think
Marianne, I gotta
mariachi
tell you
man
something.
would be awesome.
Marianne, I gotta tell you
Guys,
something. Just a second.
huh?
Terry, just a second. Marianne, I gotta tell you something. When I was talking, right, my hands started bleeding.
Okay.
Yeah.
oh
It
no, are
was,
you okay?
yeah, my tissue's all full of blood.
Oh no.
That freaked me out. That's what's going like this. Oh, okay. Anyways, go on.
Well,
Oh.
we'll take care of that. No problem.
Yeah.
We will take care of that. All right, guys. Couple more questions, man. I'm gonna get you guys out of here, man. I know you guys got better things than hang out with me all day because I can talk all day and we can talk for hours. What? Just a couple more questions. Um, you know, we mentioned cemeteries earlier, and like you're saying you actually saw a family of individuals that was there. Do you think that is a coincidence? Because I hear a lot of rumors that cemeteries are places where your body is there, but nothing else is.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think about that?
Nope.
No.
In fact, one thing that I thought was the coolest thing that I've ever experienced as a medium was the Day of the Dead.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to a cemetery to do an investigation. Actually, it was a cold case that was presented to me to go out and investigate, which I never was able to complete because it was the Day of the Dead. And there was too many people around. Not only was there people there visiting graves of their loved ones, but the spirits were running around looking, talking to each other, stating like, oh my gosh, Mary, I can't believe it. They're coming to visit the grave. And I'm so excited. I hope they bring that baby. I want to see the baby. And they were ecstatic about that. So again, the whole concept of, they can come back and do what they want. They're not beholden to the earth. Again, like I said, the 1% that we've encountered. These people want to come back to see their family.
Yeah.
And so they're in the cemetery with them and they're doing picnics, etc. And they're loving every minute of it.
We have that too here. We have that in Tokyo. It's different. It's on my birthday. July 16th is the Day of the Dead here in Tokyo.
Oh, interesting.
Wow.
Okay.
In the country, it's the 24th, 25th, and 26th of August, and we go at midnight with lanterns, with a candle in. We clean the graves, using water. They always have running water at the gravesite, so they have buckets too. And you're supposed to clean the graves, and you feed them.
Right.
You give them food, yeah, and you give them water and food. That's what we do here. I hate. I hate my birthday. I don't like my birthday. I don't like going to.
But
Yeah.
yeah, so I that was the most fascinating and beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's like here. Nope.
You know, it's weird because every state is different. Here in Texas, I can honestly say if it's not a state cemetery, which this is what kills me about state cemeteries.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you really believe that if your family has a family plot, are you going to put that individual in the family cemetery or are you going to put them in the state cemetery?
Dad, put him in the family.
Put them in the family. So
Right.
there are so many made up headstones in the state cemetery that it's unbelievable. They spend millions of dollars on fake headstones stating that this person is here, made up cemetery, made up headstone. Dude, you're going with me. I'll see you. We're going to the family cemetery. No ifs and buts about it.
Yeah.
That's the way it should be. I don't care what the state says, and just leave it at that. But most of our cemeteries here, except the state ones, are open 24 hours. So
we don't have quite as many. Misty has done a lot of research on that.
Yeah, out here, if there's any kind of building on the property, then it's closed. If there's no building, like like
customer service or
what the hell
client service
a
building.
mausoleum or something like that, then it's open 24 hours.
Yeah, mausoleums are cool.
Yeah. We don't bury our. We don't bury it. There's no room. Everyone's cremated and everyone's in one plot.
Oh.
So the
Hey,
whole family.
I'm a little pushy, man. I don't know if I can be around family members like that, all congregated up in one. Hell no. Hey, I barely dealt with you when you was alive. Now I gotta hang out with you when you're dead. I just gotta. Dude, I'm good.
That's funny.
I am
So
good.
funny.
All right, guys. One last question. I'm gonna get you guys anywhere. I know everybody got a paranormal bucket list. If so, where would you go and why?
Misty?
Marianne wants to go to the Stanley
That's
Hotel.
where I want to go.
Okay,
That's
why?
my thing.
Why?
Well,
Why?
because it's a historic place. Because the building itself is beautiful. And it's old.
The people, I'm gonna tell you, Stephen King made that place haunted because of the movie. I think if Stephen King didn't make The Shining there, I don't think it would be as haunted as people say it is.
Oh.
You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised what a movie would do to an individual. Somebody's shaking their head. You disagree with me?
I disagree.
I disagree.
Why?
Yeah, because there had been paranormal experiences there after the owners died, and he just capitalized on that. And everybody in the hotel was talking about the fact that they had sightings of the previous owner and his wife. In fact, the previous owner plays the piano, things like that. So I would flip it the other way and say that hotel made Stephen King a movie.
Yeah.
This is discussion for another day.
That I agree.
The twin girls are there too. In fact, they haunt the hotel. Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just hearsay that the little girls are there. There's been no significant evidence. I could be wrong again. I don't know. But anyway, all right. So Stanley Hotel. Where else would you guys like to go? Stanley Hotel. Where else would you go?
Oh, there we go. Something happened there. For me personally, I would love to go to Waverly Hills. That's a bucket list item of mine.
Oh, that's where we
Yeah,
want to go.
mine
Yeah,
too.
that's where Missy wants to
And
go.
I
You get
just,
a lot of money to go there.
yeah, unfortunately. And the one
Yeah.
bucket list item I was able to check off my list was just completed in May, which was Hellfire Club in Dublin, Ireland. That was,
You're going to spend all that money going to a place where you're not sure if you're going to get activity or not.
oh, I bet I can get activity.
Interesting. All right, guys. Where would you guys like to go? Marianne? Wait a minute.
Oh, no. She had said where I wanted to go, the Stanley Hotel.
Stanley? Okay.
Misty, you went Waverly or what else?
Waverly, yeah.
Huh?
And I think we lost Tracy. So Tracy,
Oh,
No.
Tracy involved with Tracy. And that's why she's
Tracy's got
there's feedback.
Yeah, I have
Yeah.
technical difficulties.
technical difficulties. Okay. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So
It's not doing feedback now. Good.
yeah, Tracy, is that better?
Bucket list place to go, Tracy.
Oh, she don't think she can hear us.
Can you
It's
hear us, Tracy?
She must not be hearing. Yeah.
Wait,
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, she muted herself. She's got to unmute herself.
involved with that.
There she goes. Tracy, where would you like to go on your bucket list?
You know, I'm right there with Marianne on the Stanley Hotel. That would be super fun.
Go during
Okay.
Halloween. Fun.
Yeah, they do a special thing for Halloween. They have like little cups that they give you and stuff like that.
I feel like I should share, so yeah.
Definitely
Interesting.
bucket list.
Yeah.
Okay. Irene, where would you like to go?
I like to go back to Okinawa.
Oh, yeah.
Caves. There are places there that are after the war that are extremely haunted.
I bet.
And their bones are still in the caves. They have not been disturbed since then.
Oh, wow.
Oh wow.
That's great.
That is incredible.
I
Yeah.
can only imagine what they would have to say.
And
Exactly.
There's a cave that I want to take Terry to that 700 samurai warriors have off themselves in the cave. It's not too far away from the temple that I go to, right?
Hey, man. Hey, that'd be the last on my list. I'm going straight
I'm gonna take you there whether you like it or not.
Hey, I'm going straight to the clubs when I get there. Bring me some.
At the evening, but in the afternoon, I'm taking you to that cave.
Well, that I'm gonna leave it up to your husband because he might want to say something else.
No, he wants to go to the caves too.
Well,
I guess you haven't heard the phrase "happy life, happy wife."
You see,
it's been a while since I've heard that.
What do you think? I've been married for such a long time.
Well,
She's a happy wife, but he has a happy life.
Wait a minute. Hey, don't I got you beat? How many years you been married?
Let's see, since 1990.
Oh, wow.
So,
Wow.
no, you got me beat.
35 years?
And he does the laundry. He vacuums the house.
Wow.
He does the dishes.
You trained him well.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
All
I think I'm
that's
going
gonna,
to send my husband to the Irene School of Husband Training.
Yeah.
all that's gonna change when I get there. I'm telling you, he's gonna be he's gonna come rebellious.
Even my sons, even my boys, they know how to cook, so they're in the kitchen too, for cooking for us.
Yeah,
We got.
I'm gonna change his mind, guys. Any last closing arguments? Here's your time.
For anybody in Arizona, I just want to invite you to our fundraiser for Marianne at Dirtwater Springs. It's going to be on October 28th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. For anybody in Arizona that may need assistance with paranormal activity in their home, you can find us at cahalcrewparanormal.com. You can find us on Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. And our phone number is 480-400-3087.
Okay, cool.
And I'm Medium Red, and you can find me on Facebook, Medium Red. You can also, my website is mediumredaz.com. I'm not on Instagram yet or TikTok, but we'll get there eventually.
You know, there are so many different other platforms you guys need to be on.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree.
I wouldn't worry too much about TikTok.
I'm not so concerned.
Yeah, no, we don't really focus on. We have a TV show called Spirit Chasers on the Paranormal Family Channel.
That's right.
On your Roku TV.
Hey, I got a Roku.
All right, so get the Paranormal Family Channel app, and you can watch our show.
Okay.
2 seasons. We've got 2 seasons so far.
Yes.
Oh, wow. I'm going to have to check that out, guys. Hey, man, it has been a pleasure speaking with you. Even though me and Medium Red disagree on the Stanley Hotel.
It's been a pleasure for us as well.
Red,
I love you still.
I'll come with you, Red. We'll do the challenge.
There we go. We'll grab Marianne. We'll do the Stanley.
Yeah.
And do what?
Tracy, too. Don't forget Tracy.
Oh, yeah. Tracy, too.
Yeah.
What are y'all going to do when y'all get there?
Absolutely.
What are y'all going to do when y'all get there? It's fall. It's the first snow is coming, so you got to get there pretty quick. They shut that place down pretty quick. Unless you plan on staying there throughout the winter.
We'll be happy with Jack Nicholson, and we'll be fine.
Yeah.
I'll be running from his axe.
Don't forget that axe, right? You need to get that axe too.
Here's Johnny.
Well, thank you so much for having us on. It was
Yes,
a
thank you.
pleasure.
Yes, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Yes, no problem. I will be contacting you guys in probably around right after Christmas, just to see how you guys doing. Anything has changed or anything?
Cool.
You added members or you let members go. Whatever the case may be, man, I'm going to keep in contact with you guys to see how you guys are doing.
Definitely. That'd be awesome.
You know what I'm saying? So, yes. But with that being said, hey, this is Terry with Nspstv Paranormal Podcast. Another successful podcast show, man. I appreciate all the support that you guys are giving me, all the love and all that stuff.
He went.
Huh? What I do now?
It was echoing. Your voice was echoing.
Yeah. It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
It was
but
a
hey,
spirit.
Guys, yeah, I got plenty of love in the house. But hey, I appreciate you guys. If I don't hear from you soon, you guys have a happy holidays on both ends, and I'll see you in January.
Thank you.
Sounds good.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Who is it you think you see? Do you know how much I make a year? I mean, even if I told you, you wouldn't believe it. Do you know what would happen if I suddenly decided to stop going into work? A business big enough that it could be listed on the NASDAQ goes belly up. Disappears. It ceases to exist without me. No, you clearly don't know who you're talking to, so let me clue you in. I am not in danger, Skylar. I am the danger. A guy opens his door and gets shot. You think that of me? No, I am the one who knocks.